Guys, I'm here with Andy Slade. MDT has a really cool new product we're going to tell you guys about. It's one way where you could potentially buy some points. Andy, thank you for being on the show.
Glad to be here.
If you guys have watched any of MDT's YouTube videos, this guy will be very familiar. We go way back. We shot 2017. We shot together at the PRS finale. I learned a bunch from these guys and the whole Oklahoma crew.
Absolutely.
And yeah, it was fun times. Okay. Crush It stage timer. Give us the lowdown.
So the Crush It stage timer is going to allow you to track your performance there as you're going through the stage, and what it's going to do is allow you to keep up with your time management.
Yeah.
So it's a huge time management tool. It's going to allow you to see it visually and also have the audio warnings that you're going to hear, the beeps that, hey, we're halfway through the stage, we're 10 seconds in, whatever. So what this is going to do for you is allow you to get those hits that you might not have got otherwise because you're running out of time.
Yeah.
Or it's going to slow you down and say, hey, you've got a lot of time left. Make sure you watch where that bullet goes so you can get the feedback.
Yeah. In 2017, there was a 10-round stage with 10 positions in 90 seconds. And on the very last position, I dropped my game changer. And instead of going and getting my bag, I put my rifle on bare steel and then missed what should have been an easy point. And had I had live time, or had some sort of sense of how much time I had left, that would have been like, it's a classic example of getting some extra points. And in fact, when I missed that shot, my entire squad went, get the bag next time. So that was quite funny. But this is super cool. So you have audio notifications, let's say halfway through your stage, and you can set that up.
You can infinitely programmable.
Okay.
Length of the tone, the pitch
Volume,
of the tone.
yeah.
So like if a person has like some hearing damage or something, you can change the pitch of the tone.
Right.
It's also going to allow you to put it anywhere in the stage that you
Okay.
like. So you can do at halfway through 30 seconds, 20 seconds, 10 seconds, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Okay, awesome.
Yep.
And so how do you program it? Is there just this button does
That's right.
everything?
So it's really easy. You're just going to hold the button in to turn it on.
Yeah.
It's going to run for you. And then once it turns on, in order to program it, you're just going to turn the knob. It's going to ask you to select mode.
Right.
We can go in to do whatever we want,
Yeah.
program, go into time.
Okay,
It's
awesome.
really easy.
I'll see if I can get us a close-up of that so you guys have a visual of what this looks like. But super, super cool tech. Price point, $249.
It's going to be $249, and that's going to be waterproof. It's going to be ready to go for your match conditions. And hey, it's one of the few things you can actually buy points with. So if you're out there going to the matches and competitions, hey man, it's tough game.
Yeah.
And if you want to be at the very top, that's how you're going to get there.
Absolutely. And we were also chatting about just now, it's such a cool thing to train with. You know, a lot of skill is built not actually shooting. Like if you're dry firing, for me when I started in this thing, especially after the 2017 finale, like I then knew kind of what I didn't know, you know, and I was able to go back and start dry firing. And initially my goal was like, okay, shoot already, stand by, go. And if I could build my position and get my first round off in like 15 seconds, that was great. And then eventually, like I was like, okay, I was doing two rounds in 15 seconds. Now my sort of part-time is build position, find the target, close the bolt, get ready under 10 seconds. And if I can do that, then that's a good benchmark for me. You guys are probably a little bit above that already, or below that rather.
Yeah, so it doesn't really matter where you're at. What this is going to allow you to do is set that par time so that when you start the time, let's say it is your 10 seconds and you're trying to get to 9, you can set that par time, hit the button, dry fire, and as long as you made it before it beeps, you know you're good. And then it'll automatically reset if you program it that way, and then you can just restart it again and go into another drill.
And guys, often, you know, visually, when you're seeing very proficient shooters like Andy and like some of the guys on your team shooting a stage, like let's take the PRS skill stage, for example. As an outsider, it looks very fast, but for us, when we're shooting that, it doesn't feel like we're rushing because we've broken it down. Like, okay, I have 8 seconds to build my first position, get 2 shots off, build the next position. And if you slow it down like that, it doesn't actually look like you're rushing.
That's
Where
right.
the newer shooters, everything looks chaos because they're running around, it's the bolts being slammed closed, the whole works. So having this to pace yourself is so valuable. Also, what I see a bunch of shooters doing, especially newer guys, is trying to get all their shots off in a stage, you know, whereas this is going to sort of rein you in a little bit and make sure that you're getting quality shots off. So I think super awesome tool. What kind of battery life are we looking at here?
Yeah, so it's going to use the same batteries as the Send It that you already use, so that's going to give you that consistency across your kit. It'll definitely last through your whole match. You're not going to have to worry about changing batteries in it or anything. Another cool feature, you can program it to where it automatically shuts off when you get done with your stage.
Okay, yeah.
So as soon as I get done with the stage, I'm not going over there looking for it, trying to turn it off. A couple of other things, it's got a jack on the back, so if you're holding your rifle in a tripod, I was literally starting this thing with my mouth, so we figured out, we need another way to start it. So it'll use pressure pads, so it's consistent with like Surefire pressure pads and other ones, so if you've already got some of those, it'll work. I'm not sure if it's going to ship with it yet, that's up to the guys at the shop, but for me, I've been using that so that we can start it. The other thing that I'll tell you is it'll use LRA mounts, so any of your Send It mounts that you may already have, it'll use. But a lot of us have been Velcroing it to the side of our Send It so that we can hold it in our hand. If you're starting with the rifle in a car or starting prone, it allows you to start that timer by standing there with it in your hand.
Okay. When are these going to hit the streets?
So from what I've heard, they're going to be coming with a small production run in about 2 weeks, and then from there you're going to see them start flowing into the...
Cool. I'm going to need to make sure I get some of the small production run, because that is super cool. I've like messed around with buying cheapy little timers on Amazon, then spending, a day with multiple 3D printed prototypes to try and get it on the side of my rifle in the M-Lock, but it ends up being a clunky thing, and it just ended up never using it.
The problem for me with those was I never remembered to look at it.
Yeah.
Whereas this, the main thing that I'm using is the hearing. So you're hearing that 3 beeps, I'm at 30 seconds, 2 beeps, I'm at 20 seconds. I've still got time. 10 seconds, 1 long beep. Okay, I better hurry up or I better be ready, you know. 5, 4. So when you're hearing those beeps, that's what's really going to drive you into that next level of performance.
Sure. And also, largely this is probably going to be competition shooters watching this, but if you're a hunter and you want to get a good training tool, like training with something like this, well, just, oftentimes in hunting, that deer is going to stand for a few seconds and you have a limited shot opportunity, especially for you guys doing like public land stuff, you might not see another one.
Right.
So to build that ability to be able to acquire your target quickly and squeeze off a quality round, I mean, perhaps if you're a hunter, this is also a really cool training aid for you.
Yeah, so I own a training business called Rifleman's Path, and one of the things I do...
Plug.
Thank you.
What's the website again?
So Rifleman's Path, All right, so anyway, the training business that we run, I use timers for my hunting customers for exactly that reason. So it's like, hey, let's start with 4 minutes, see if you can get on one target in 4 minutes. And that's from pack with the rifle strapped on to deployed rifle and get a shot off in 4 minutes. Most hunters can't do it until they train to it. So you need to be using a timer to train to that standard.
And then once you've done that, then all of a sudden 4 minutes feels like an eternity.
Right.
Yeah.
But if you don't train to it, you're not going to get it off. And that's why a lot of hunters don't have success, is because they haven't practiced the simple act of like getting their rifle out of a pack, getting a bag set down, or shooting off a tripod, whatever it is,
Awesome. Well, Andy, thank you very much for taking the time, and thanks for everything you guys at MDT do to educate us, and thanks for always innovating and making really cool stuff that helps us elevate our game.
We're glad to do it. Thank you.
Guys, we're going to be doing more MDT videos on some other new cool stuff they have, so if you want to see those, make sure you're subscribed, notification bell turned on, and while you're at it, if you haven't subscribed to the MDT YouTube channel, go ahead and do that too. I'm going to do my best to link that somewhere here at the end of the video. See you in the next one. Bye.